Hi, my name's Lou Gett. I work for the University of Connecticut directly for the Department of Planning, Architectural Engineering Services. I'm here with John Robitaille, who was the senior project manager for the design and concept on the new engineering and science building. John's going to take us through in a few minutes on that whole process, on how the building was created on paper. And then in the future, this is going to be the first of a series. We're going to go out and hit the project on key updates and take construction videos, and it will be updated on our UConn PAES YouTube channel.
Very good.
Well, John, thanks for taking us through this design concept process of the new engineering science building. Go ahead.
This building is a 5-story building. It's mostly meant for research. And so the research areas on the buildings are set up for the various departments, and it's meant to be an open lab concept, which is fairly new to the university. Majority of our buildings that hold research have both research labs and spaces, as well as office space for the various research grads, assistants, and professors. This is much more of simply research areas with the support spaces. On the first floor, some of the departments we have deal with robotics, cyber physics, cybersecurity. There's computing and control and sensor systems. And you can see that majority of the floors, and you'll see this repeated over and over again, that on the long lengths of the building is where the open lab spaces exist. The center areas of the buildings are support spaces for the various departments. And depending on which floor you're on, this interior support space got divided up slightly differently to support their needs for either extra cold chillers, file space, or other research lab space within the center. The second floor is part of our Institute for
John, pull that, switch that sheet a little bit closer to us there. There you go.
The Institute for System Genomics. Again, the open lab space is on either the two lengths sides of the building in that darker blue. The center area is all the research area, which will deal with equipment rooms, cold storage rooms, tissue culture areas, dark rooms, all divided up slightly different than the floor below, but to meet the needs of system dynamics.
So really a science building, John, with the inner portions of the building for the ante rooms, the service chases, the labs on the perimeter.
Yeah, the service chases came up in multiple locations on the building that were stacked throughout the building. And being that this is a research building, there were a tremendous amount of fume hoods that are located on the various floors. So we do have fairly large chases to bring all of that ductwork up into play.
5 stories, John?
5 stories. 5 stories of research lab space. And this drawing here is really an indication of the image that was presented very early on to the university of what the architect's vision was for open lab space, so that the researchers, other professors, and those stakeholders that were putting forth the program would understand what we would end up getting at the end of the day. This is not an interior rendering of our building, but shows what it will look like once it is complete.
So a lot different than we normally have. Usually, John, there might be 1 or 2 benches inside of a classroom. In this open concept, as you were, so that's completely wide open.
That's completely wide open.
One end to the other.
These are the various benches, very similar to that photograph of another building, another university, how they have it set up. And again, that happens on both the long ends of the building. The center, again, is all support space and in the shaft space for all of the fume hoods. The front area of the building was meant for dry labs, some other vertical circulation, and some other meeting space that was going to take place, as well as the elevators and service items such as the bathrooms for the various people.
So John, give us a little orientation on the location of the building right here. Would you pull that one a little bit forward for us?
Yes, the building, this here is the engineering science building. Our utility plant, the CUP, is located on one side. We've got the chemistry building and other engineering buildings that surround it, giving us a quad. And actually underneath this ground area is our animal research area that takes place below in the vivarium that is there. We're also using green roof technology as part of this to help with our rainwater, and that is assisting greatly in meeting our goals of sustainability. And this last drawing here illustrates some of the materials of the north main entrance of the building. Very contemporary with glass and metal and masonry tile. It's a rain screen design. So air is able to move behind all of the tile material.
The rain screen they call it, John?
Rain screen technology. Yep. It's basically just hung off the main wall where the insulation and vapor barriers exist. And this is a perspective rendering of the entrance that leads to the quad. Again, you can see quite a contemporary design concept with metal panel, glass, an entrance canopy that occurs over there.
So and exterior shades we're looking at here too, John?
Yes, there's also some solar shading that goes on to help with the energy gains and losses through the building, depending on the time of year that exists and where the sun rotates around the building. So it's quite a high-tech building. We look forward to having it up and operational in a couple years, as it's now a big open. Foundations are just beginning.
Well, thanks, John, for taking us through the design and concept process. We look forward to our first visit in the field.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your interest in this University of Connecticut project. Remember to follow back to the UConn PAES YouTube channel. Come over here, click on subscribe, follow over here to manage subscriptions. A little click to the gearbox over here on the right. Check mark in here, send me all notifications for this channel with a save. You'll get an automatic email notification anytime we add a project or an update to an existing project on this channel. Thanks for joining us and have a great day.